Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but you saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Now here's Thompson. Fires from 14, and he hits the jump shot.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone. And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Wiggins against Durant. 5 to shoot. Now here's Towns. Not a lot of room.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Uncovered, and the shot is good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's Curry. Minnesota with the rebound. Here's Rubio. Pass to Levine. Pulls it from the elbow. Can't get it to go. Warriors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. The 10-footer. Again, the miss by Thompson.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
Wiggins dishes to Rubio. Pass to Levine. And it's blocked. Curry with it. Green kicks to Curry. Durant wide open. He fires. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Now, here's Rubio. There's a screen. On the wing, Wiggins. To the paint, Jang. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Left side, Curry. Lays it up and banks it in.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Dishes to Jang. Down low. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Levine. Oh, good with the triple. The Warriors have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Curry kicks to Durant. Back to Curry. On the wing, Thompson. Knocks down the 3 ball. Thompson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Rubio. To the paint. Here's Towns. And the bucket counts. And he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today. And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Stephen Curry.
The Timberwolves trail. Now Rubio. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Levine. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And here's Rubio after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Kicks it to Levine. Back to Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Dang. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And Wiggins throws it down.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of it.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, Steve Kerr gave me a few moments to catch up with him. We talked about the challenges posed by a player like Ricky Rubio, such a tremendous passer and floor general. Coach said, we know he can make plays, but making shots is where he's been less effective. We need to focus on staying home and forcing him to beat us with his scoring. Guys, we'll see if they can limit his highlight reel dimes. Back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Towns kicks to Rubio. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. Golden State's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Minnesota. Garnett comes in for Jang, and it's done in for Ricky Rubio.
You're starting to feel it from deep. Let's tighten up our pressure on the perimeter and make those looks tougher to get. We're going to give up the drive, but we have to rotate on the weak side to get there.
Up until last season, and then at the All-Star break, I mean, he had some biting remarks.
All right, fans, that was your Timberwolves dancers. Let me hear it.
Curry passes to West. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 4 assists in the game. Durant's comments during the All-Star break about the media, he might have been right with some of his comments. I don't know, though, that he really was happy that they came out the way they did.
I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, he made it clear that he doesn't view the media as all that friendly, though.
Warriors leading by 3. Thompson for 3. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Kept alive, Minnesota. Towns with it. West on him. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Draymond Green. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Here is Livingston. He dishes it to West. He kicks to Varejau. Now, here's Thompson. Defense is right there. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Thompson's got 5 now. Timberwolves trail by 4. The feed to Wiggins. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Now here is Varejau. Good.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Stolen by Thompson. Shot left block, and another basket for Golden State.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Levine. The Warriors making the shot. Got a piece of it. Towns dishes to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. Towns wide open. The shot will not go. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Now here's West. That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D. And it's an 8-point Warrior lead.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Now here's Wiggins after the miss from Andre Iguodala.
Excellent work there in transition.
See, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. 1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins' club has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Towns. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins, and it's Rush in for Levine.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's Dunn after David West's bucket. And now Iguodala running the floor all by himself. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. Here's Dunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Kicks it out to Garnett. It's rebounded by Livingston.
And for the Love and Wiggins trade, we knew that it could take several years to properly evaluate, but Wiggins was just so good his rookie season.
Dunn. And it's off from three-point range. Warriors leading by 4. West kicks to Iguodala. West setting the pick for Iguodala. Out to the wing. The dish to Verajao. From outside the arc. And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by Verajao. Iguodala's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
I think that is a key part. Wiggins was so much better than anyone expected as a rookie. People figured it would take him several years to develop, but he was the most NBA-ready player of the class, and I think that caught a lot of people. Off guard. And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Now here's West. He's got 6. Verajao setting the pick for Thompson. Launches it. Rush grabs the miss. Passes it to Dunn. Feeds it to Rush. Oh, good on the triple.
All right, target center coming out of the court now. Are yours?
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort.
I mean, we're 5-6 feet outside that.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Stephen Curry.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Well, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Warriors?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also like the attack off the bounce. I mean, they're taking the initiative here in terms of getting into the lane and forcing the defense to collapse.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got Pachulia. Durant is out there with Draymond Green. And there's Livingston. And it's Curry in at the 1. Timberwolves trail by 4.
Well, the term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins. And also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them. Rubio, the pass to Rush. Back to Rubio. To the middle. Hill kicks to Rush. Stolen away. Pass to Durant. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Here's Dang, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. You look at Gorgie Jang and his development in the league in Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you can tell the game was a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really blossomed with the extra opportunity.
Towns, he's checked in for Jordan Hill. Curry kicks to Green. To the left wing. Down low. It's tipped. Here's Muhammad. And it's Durant with the rebound.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry. And Jang last season doubled his points per game, got enough rebounds where he could be a double-double player every night in the near future.
Rubio right side. And it's all evened up.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Curry against Rubio. Rush with the steal. And now Rubio pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Can't hit from in close.
And Yang isn't a young player by any means, but he has learned how to fill a niche on a team quickly. Just offers good numbers and intangibles in a lot of places on the stat sheet.
And that misses. That would have put him up. Golden State's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And again, no good by Golden State. Minnesota's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Dishes to Muhammad. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Kevin Durant. Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player he showed last year. He belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
Minnesota making a switch here. Levine's checked in. Muhammad dishes to Jang. Rubio left side. Levine can't hit. The Warriors have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here is Livingston. They double-team Curry, and the wide-open shot from Green. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Rubio outside. There's the pick. We used that pick just right. Towns has got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Levine. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Hey, guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for the Timberwolves. You know, as Greg was talking about, Levine was a lights-out shooter at times in college. He would go on these binges, falling back Clark from 25 feet and draining it. I mean, unreal shots.
Well, it looks good when they're going down, but he also can bend, shoot you out of a game. So you pick your poison.
Count that one.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Curry against Rubio. He feeds it to Towns. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Towns has got the lead up to 2 now for the Timberwolves.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
Golden State moving the ball around. That's tipped. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Shooting for Minnesota.
They get Stephen Curry.
Zach LaVine.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Donnie's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Here's Curry. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The shot is off, and Minnesota now the other way. Here's Levine. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Zhang, the pass to Levine. No good from outside. Golden State's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. And the Warriors with some changes. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Pachulia. And it's Klay Thompson in for Sean Livingston. Durant with it. Now defended by Wiggins. It's Curry outside. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. And that's 15 points for Steph Curry.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Pass to Towns. It's stolen by Curry. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Minnesota with the rebound. Wiggins outside. And the pass to Dunn. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game. The drive by Iguodala. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Here's Levine, guarded by Curry. They get the rebound.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Durant with it. Now defended by Wiggins. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Curry kicks to Green. Puts it up from 12. Durant dishes to Iguodala. Begins with the block, but he recovers it. No one near Iguodala as he lets it go. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
And guys, Andre Iguodala entered this league as an athlete with raw skills. And bit by bit, though, he refined his game over the years.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
The first 5 years of his career than he has been the last 5.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. And we were talking about Iguodala's free throw shooting. It really is a miracle. He's become so efficient, Clark, in every other area of his game. But last year, in his 11th season, he shot the second worst percentage of his career.
Sometimes, Kevin, it's simply a matter of confidence. You miss a few and it gets into your head, and before you know it, the harder you're trying, the worse it gets.
Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Minnesota. Bielitsa comes in for Jang. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Golden State. West comes in for Kevin Durant. Here's Dunn. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Curry passes to Thompson. It's West with the drive. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Well, David West's usage and overall numbers have ticked away with time. He's still as efficient as ever.
Yeah, not the over 50% field goal guy he used to be, but still a valuable contributor on the block.
And for West, a lot of what he brings to the table is just professionalism, leadership, and a real example of how to get the most out of what you've got. He keeps everybody on the team focused, too. When he speaks, guys listen. Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Curry outside. Garnett grabs the board.
West guy's still very strong as a player, but clearly it's his leadership that sets him apart. There's all those little intangibles that help teams win games.
And so it's Golden State with it. They lead by 4. Curry kicks it to West. Back to Curry. In the corner, Varejau with it. Iguodala against Wiggins. Kicks to Thompson. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. And it's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Garnett the pass to Dunn. Here's Levine, guarded by Curry. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to Dunn. Pulls up on the elbow. Jump shot is good. Dunn's got 4 this quarter. Warriors leading by 4. Outside Curry. He dishes it to West. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 11 from the line.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Minnesota making a switch here. Muhammad's checked in. We've got 1:13 left in the second quarter. Pass to Dunn. Shot clock at 6. And it's Garnett penetrating. Here's Muhammad. again. The shot no good, a bit short.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Iguodala. It's down the step back, Jay. Iguodala's got 7.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
All right, Target.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. If he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
Timberwolves trail by 5.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
Here's Dunn, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
You're starting to feel it from deep. Let's tighten up our pressure on the perimeter and make those looks tougher to get. We're going to give up the drive, but we have to rotate on the weak side to get there.
Season really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Outside Curry. A floater, and he lays it up and in. Curry's got 19 points.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's Dunn. He's got 6. Buries it down low. Dunn's got 8 points. It's deflected. They get it back. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Warriors lead by 3. And now let's get...
Well, I'm here with Kevin Garnett. And Kevin, how does this team navigate the ups and downs and pressure to come out and win games like this one that you're in the middle of here tonight?
Nothing's easy. You know, we do it together. We don't do it individually. And when we do, we look bad. But when we do it together, we look pretty darn good.
KG, thank you for the time. Guys, he's always preaching team.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith, and Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At one point, they managed to push out ahead to an 8-point lead. They didn't stop fighting in the second quarter as they maintained most of their first quarter lead and now lead by 3 at the break. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get ahead and stay ahead, it often comes down to a few key possessions.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
How about Steph Curry in this one? 19 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Bielitsa is out there with Garnett. Then there's the general. Then it's Wiggins. And it's Muhammad in at the 2 spot. And that's the group starting the second half for Sam Mitchell. Wiggins passes to Dunn. Here's Bielitsa. He's covered by Thompson. Bielitsa misses. Warriors leading by 3. Curry dishes to Thompson. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Garnett's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Now the feed to Muhammad. That one off the back iron and out.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
They set the pick. Durant kicks to Curry. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Kevin Garnett.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Towns, he's checked in for Garnett. Zhang comes in for Bielitsa. Zach LaVine's checked in for Muhammad. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Dunn. And Rubio kicks to Towns. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Towns has got 17 now. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
And the dunk by Towns.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
And here's Rubio. He kicks to Levine. Zhang, a screen. Back to Rubio. Wiggins outside. 5 on the clock. And Durant sends it back. And he gets it back. Again, Wiggins missing.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
For 3. Here's Green. Makes it off the glass. Green's got 8 points. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Rubio with it. They set the screen. Zhang, a screen. Durant against Wiggins. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. He's got 6.
Your heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Here's Curry. It's deflected. Wiggins passes to Rubio. And Durant sends it back. And Thompson kicks to Curry. The 3. And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist by Curry. Thompson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Warriors. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. Back to Rubio. That's good. Rubio's got 5 points so far.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Green dishes to Pachulia. Feeds to Durant. Lock at 6. Can't hit. Wiggins with some nice D.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Good. Thompson's got 5 points now this quarter.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Bean passes to Dang. The dish now to Wiggins. And he caught that pass and full stride on his way to the big slam.
Cut it into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Pachulia, no luck. Timberwolves trail by 6. Now, here's Rubio. He has 5. Up top, Zhang. Dishes it to Levine. Goes up on the wing. He squares up and sinks it. Now, just a 4-point Warrior lead. The Warriors have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Inside. Here's Pachulia. Rebound by Dang. Zhang's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Inside. It's stolen by Green. Outside Curry. He feeds it to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 14 points for Klay Thompson. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
We all know about Durant's injury last season. Strange because he was the model of health pretty much before that.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, just rarely missed extended time. And factor in he, along with Westbrook, two guys who had been really the model of durability. Health is something he nor the fans will ever take for granted again.
Towns dishes.
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
What a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Wiggins. Kicks it out to Rubio. Kept alive. Jang the pass to Wiggins. Tries again. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Here is Livingston. Pass to Green. Green, the screen. Just 5 to shoot. And it's good, assisting on the play was Livingston. 10 points for Draymond Green.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of it on that move to the hoop.
Rubio outside. The pass to Towns. Off the left rim and out.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Kicks it to Thompson. And the Warriors take on 2 more.
Assistant, Sean Livingston. Timeout call for Minnesota.
And the Timberwolves call time. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here is Livingston. Passes to Durant. Bank shot. No good. And Rubio kicks to Levine. And it's Rubio penetrating. Jang inside. Fended by West. Jang, no luck. Here is Livingston. He dishes it to Durant. Lets it go. Durant with another miss.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Pass to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Jang dishes to Towns. And Durant sends it back. On the wing, Thompson. Here is Livingston. And again, no good by Golden State. Now Rubio. There's the feed to Towns. Back to Rubio. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his second personal foul.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. Even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Towns. Hill comes in for Gorgie Dang. And it's Rush in for Levine.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Hill sets the screen for Rubio. Hill left side. Launches a three. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Rush. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists in the game. Now, here's Rubio. He's guarded closely. Garnett, the screen. Rush the pass to Garnett. Fades and shoots. Good.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Warriors leading by 5. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Well, with the season the Warriors...
On the defensive end, I want something for you to crash the glass and get
Given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
Donnie's checked in for the Timberwolves. The Warriors also with a sub. Verajau's checked in. Here is Livingston. Thompson outside. Swiped away. And now Minnesota on the fast break.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on the general. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Now, here's Thompson. He's guarded closely. 6 to shoot. Verajau. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Verajau's got his second basket of the game. Warriors took apart the West last season. They went 42-10 against the rest of the conference. The games between them and second place in the West were the same as the games between second place and 8th in the West.
And the Warriors didn't just pick on the little guys. I mean, they had big wins over the top teams in the West. Against the rest of the playoff teams, the Warriors were a whopping 20-5.
And he gets it to go. 21 points for Klay Thompson.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks. And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Minnesota's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And Golden State looking at who they've got. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. They double-team Curry. Green with a screen for Iguodala. Here's Curry. And that's collected by Hill.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Garnett, and he jams it with authority.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high-scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Kevin Garnett, no good on the free throw.
And guys, as we all know, Kevin Garnett is one of the very best power forwards ever to play the game. I mean, was passed by Tim Duncan last year for total rebounds by active players. Still an amazing statistic among many for KG, a future Hall of Famer.
Feeds it to Muhammad. To take the lead. Here's Hill. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for your
And he can't get the first one.
Jordan Hill.
Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
Green kicks to Pachulia. Over to the left wing. There's a good screen. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Warriors lead by 1. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Out to the wing. Here's Rush. The Warriors pull it in. Pachulia's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And getting back to Jordan Hill, everyone had been waiting for this. I mean, greater activity, more aggressiveness, and he puts up career highs in points, rebounds, and assists.
And Brandon Rush gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads-up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Wiggins is checked in for Minnesota. And the Warriors also making a change. Durant's checked in for Andre Iguodala. It's Thompson off the drive. Durant with it. Now Garnett defending. That shot wide open. And that's 23 points for Klay Thompson.
Kevin Durant.
On the topic of Jordan Hill, hey, there aren't many guys like him with his size who can move that well. He's entering the prime of his career right now. Will he continue to ascend, or will he be content with where he's at? Time will tell.
Here's Rush, guarded by Curry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Stephen Curry.
Just absolute domination in this one for Rush. 12 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
He's off on the second. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start.
I mean, and really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Here's Dunn. He's covered by Thompson. Rush gets the bucket.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job #1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Green kicks to Durant. Thompson for the triple. The shot misses. And Minnesota will come the other way. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Timberwolves timeout call.
Dennis.
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Post. Rotate over and make
A lot of those losses came in their confidence.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Here's Dunn. Goes up and runs it nice and easy. And the Timberwolves lead by 2. Well, last season, the Wolves did struggle in conference, as was expected. 7-45 against the rest of the Western Conference.
Listen, nothing harder in sports than learning how to win. And there's no doubt that Minnesota took a lot of lumps as a young team last season. 3 of those conference wins that you mentioned, though, did come against playoff teams. So there's that little silver lining of hope.
Again, the miss by Thompson. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Wiggins, left side. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And here is Curry. Here's Durant. Ends with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. On the shot clock. To the inside. Pachulia. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
Golden State's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Outside Curry. Outside for Durant. Shoots from the baseline. And right through it goes. Durant's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Here's Levine. Green with the block. Curry against Jang. Curry kicks to Green. To take the lead, and that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession.
Welcome fans to the FIBA World Tournament.
Just 3 to shoot.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
Bean passes to Dunn. Here's Levine. He kicks to Towns. To the inside. Dunn. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
On its way from Curry for 2. Offensive rebound. Pachulia kicks to Green. Drills it from outside. And the Warriors lead by 1. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Here's Levine. That's good.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Timberwolves have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Here's Dunn. There's the dish to Towns. To the paint, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
Here's Dunn. Chang with a screen on Thompson. Dishes it to Chang. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that. But I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
They're starting to feel it from deep. Let's tighten up our pressure on the perimeter and make those looks tough to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 6-point game. The drive by Green, and that is good.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Levine. Pass to Dunn. He feeds it to Towns. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Dunn passes to Levine. Kicks it to Jang. Stolen by Durant. And now here's Durant, the fast.
Oh, man, what a turnaround. Sensational play on D, and then the rapid-fire run to the basket.
Craig, they didn't wait around, did they? They went right for the throat.
Okay, guys, this is crunch time now. When you got a chance to capitalize on the turnover, you got to take it and make it.
Come on, man. It's the fourth quarter. Let's rock this place. Make some noise.
1:39 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Levine. It's tipped. And it's the Warriors on the break. Durant's got the ball. Here's Curry. Oh, and they take the lead. Curry's got 23.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And it's the Warriors' ball. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Thompson dishes to Curry. Buries it.
And they've had him bottled up here in the fourth. Just 2 of 7 from the field.
Minnesota's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Dunn passes to Levine. Durant against Wiggins. Green with the block. One-on-one fast break. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. Three-point play chance here.
It's been a solid outing for Thompson. He has 29 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his third personal foul. Shooting
And no good is the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
At the line for 2.
And the second of 2 is good. That trims the lead to 6. 26 seconds left in the game. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his third personal foul. At the line for 2. Stephen Curry. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part.
Outside Curry. So we see the Warriors get the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
David,
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Stephen Curry. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.